All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Manhattan Community Board's May full board meeting. I'm Andrea, I'm your chair, and as always, we are going to get started with public session. We have quite a few speakers signed up, so I'll go ahead and get started. As always, you're given 2 minutes to speak. So when you're approaching 2 minutes, I'll flag you down just for your awareness. The first person from public speaking is, public session is Reverend Mackie Alston. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I work at Middle Church, which is at 2nd Avenue and 7th Street. You probably know our church burned down about 5 years ago, and we want to share our plans for for the empty lot that is at 112 2nd Avenue. We are thinking about what we might build there, but in the meantime, we are thrilled to create a green space for the community as a way of giving back to the community that we love. We're thinking about the fact that we were founded by Dutch colonizers on the Lenapehoking, and so both how we plant and who we partner with for this green space in the set of years before we build is really important to us, both in regard to our mission, our values, and to this community. So I want to share the mic with our architects, Laura and Max, and they can give a word about the space and what we're planning. And if you have questions, please come and talk to us. We're going to do an open house for community partners in the next month or two. We did one when we moved back in last Easter, 2 Easters ago, and we'd love for you to think of the current space that we're in, which is at 50 East 7th Street, another building that didn't burn at our fire, as a space for community gathering, as well as the green space that we're developing.
Hey everyone, it's good to be here. We're gonna just share a couple of slides about what the current existing conditions are in the lot. Right now, the whole church had to be demolished because it wasn't structurally stable. And so right now we really just have the rubble. We have some of the stones that were left from the historic facade, and there are some excavated areas in order to not go against the walls. And so we'll turn now to the proposed plan. But basically what Middle wants to create here is a space to engage with the community and also be able to bring that worship space that they currently have at 50 out into the general space. So we're gonna create a space next to the building where we're gonna keep the historical pieces of the facade for future use. So that's just gonna be a storage that you're gonna be actually able to look at through the stage. And then we're just gonna have this green space and that stage for events and for people to gather. So that's the general proposal.
Great, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Reverend Dr. Jackie Lewis sends love and regards.
Thank you. All right, up next is Kylie Masshart. They are on Zoom. Kylie Masshard. Hart. Kylie, okay. Natalie Orengo Vera. Okay. That one later. Mei Lee.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is May. I'm here to make an announcement about a candidates forum. On June 3rd, Wednesday, June 3rd at 6 p.m., there will be a candidates forum for the primary elections that are coming up. There will be a debate between a discussion with all state level candidates who are running in this area. That's State Assembly District 65 and State Senate District 22. 7. So they'll all be together on the stage, discuss what what they would do if they were elected as state assembly member or state senator. We'll also have some taped remarks from the 2 congressional candidates, Brad Lander and Dan Goldman. And it's being sponsored by APA Voice, but some of the local organizations are the Chinese Progressive Association, Immigrant Social Services, University Settlement, and some others. So there are flyers here. It's being held at the Manny Cantor Center. I have some flyers here. There are also flyers outside. Please pick one up if you're interested. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next is Ryan Gilliam. She'll be followed by Wong Mei Chun.
Hi, I'm Ryan Gillum, and I'm speaking as the Executive Director of Fourth Arts Block, or FAB NYC. And I just wanted to invite you all to close out the celebration of Lower East Side History Month. Hopefully you've seen some of the events happening all over the neighborhood. My organization helps organize that event, but there are like 70 different organizations that figure out programming and participate in it. But on Saturday, May 30th, we're doing a closing event in Sarah Roosevelt Park. We're doing it in the pit, which is between Delancey and Broome. At 4:30, we have a performance of Tongues by Yibin Wing. At 5:30, we have music by Bombayo. And at 6:45, Daso y El Grupo Chemi are performing. So there's a lot of dance music happening. It's all free. There's hands-on art making. And quickly, I'm just going to say some of the folks that are co-sponsoring. So it's co-sponsored with Assemblymember Grace Lee, Councilmember Christopher Marte, the Chinese Progressive Association, New Museum, the Clemente Tenement Museum, City Lore, the University Settlement, Lower East Side Yearbook, Sarah D. Roosevelt Park Alliance, Sarah D. Roosevelt Park Coalition, Mafinda Kalunga Community Garden, and 8 Ball. Hope to see you there.
Thank you so much. All right, up next is Wong Mei Chun.
Hi, my name is Wong Mei Chun. I'm from the Chinatown Coal Block Association. I'm here today to speak against the redesign of Kim Lau Square. Last time at Confucius Plaza, there was a meeting by CB3. I was unable to go because I have to go to the hospital. But I heard that they say that there are 700 people that is for the plan. And what happened? Only 30 people against it. Well, I just want to make sure who are these 700 people? What are their names? What are their address? Because you know why? I work for the bank, and I have been checking with the banks, the business owner on the other side of Bowery, where they want to flip the plaza over there. All the banks, all the managers of banks, the business owner, none of them have been contacted. Even today, before I come to this meeting, I double check with all of them. You know, the bank needs the service of this armored truck to deliver shipment for the ATM and for the customer. Without access, how could the bank operate when they build a plaza around that sidewalk? Okay. Also, the empty space between 2 banks. Somebody might be buying that to build something. If you build a big plaza there, how could the owner build the next his own building? Okay, I just don't think this is a good idea. It endangers and make the Chinatown Bowery on that side more congested and narrow, and it doesn't make sense that the banks cannot operate. The deals, the Department of Transportation, they need to talk to the CEO of those banks because they cannot operate the business if they close those banks. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, up next is Trevor Holland, followed by Diane Lake.
Thank you. I'll be brief. I'm here to talk about yet another candidate forum. It's that season, so we're going to see quite a few of these. This one is focused on the East River waterfront between Montgomery Street and the Battery. or Two Bridges in Friday in Seaport. It is on Friday, this Friday at 6 p.m. at Two Bridges Tower at 82 Rutgers. All the candidates have said they're going to be there in person, from U.S. Congress, our New York State Senators, and New York State Assembly. It is a chance to speak directly and ask some questions to the candidates. You do not have to RSVP if you want to be in person. You do have to RSVP if you want to be on Zoom. I have flyers in my hand, and there are some at the front of the table, but it is strictly to talk about that section of the waterfront. Any questions? Thanks.
Okay, thank you. I see Councilmember Epstein has joined us. So out of respect for his time, I'll let him give his report if you'd like.
Eric, thank you for starting that out. Good evening. Oh, thanks, Susan. You can find me, no problem. Good evening, everyone. Wow. You can't be sleeping, it's the beginning of the meeting. You gotta wait till the end. How are you all doing? Thank you. Arnett's in the house. My name is Harvey Epstein. I'm the council member, District 2. Hope everyone is doing well. I know we are doing a lot here in Council District 2. As people know, last week the mayor released his executive budget. There are a lot of changes in the executive from the preliminary budget that happened in February. A lot of increases in the funding that we were looking for were put into the budget. Hearings are starting this week. Today was our first budget hearing. We'll have budget hearings the next 3 weeks. And then hopefully the last 3 weeks in June, we'll go from the hearings to negotiations to get to an enacted budget by June 30th. Those hearings are open to the public, for people to watch. If people want to testify at the hearing, June 10th is the public testimony. You can testify about anything you want. Talk about maybe community board budgets and maybe that they need to be increased. I've heard that sometime in the past. Talk about services like money for parks, like we want to increase funding for parks. Chair consumer worker protection, more funding to protect consumers and workers. There's a lot of things we can be doing. After school programs, we are underfunded after schools, and about 80,000 New Yorkers who are low income don't have access to after school seats. So there's lots of things you can come talk to us about. We can convince between us and the mayor to have a budget that works. So we do these things in the neighborhood Hang with Harvey. We like to be available for people in the community who have questions. So you can look on our e-blast. If you don't get it, sign up for our e-blast. They're also in our newsletter. Chanel, who my deputy chief, who's not looking but waving, is here. Now she's looking and waving, so thank you, Chanel. She can answer questions. We just had a great AAPI event at the Civic Hall. I think that was an amazing turnout from folks in the neighborhood. We have our Juneteenth event on June 18th, not far from where we are right now, and it's on 4th Street between Broadway and Lafayette. We're gonna do it at the Merchants, next to the Merchants House. As people know, Merchants House is recently found as one of the oldest Underground Railroad sites in New York City. It was announced about a month and a half ago. There's property next to the Merchants House that could result in destruction of the building itself, and we're talking to the mayor's offices and landmarks to try to preserve the Merchants House as well as the property next door. We'd love you to come to those events. We passed a bunch of legislation in the city, and there's a lot of interesting things going on and locally. If you have questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. One last thing I know this community board cares about is the sidewalk and roadbed permits. We've been talking to your board about potential changes. The speaker came out in support of year-round dining. I know that's an issue we have. I'm just working with Councilmember Marte to take the feedback we've gotten from this board and others to try to make sure that's in the final language of the bill. We hope to see final language of the bill in the next 2 weeks. So any information, support that allows us to be able to get the best bill possible, we are happy to do. And if the chair allows, I'll take a question. If there are no questions, I'll let you move on for your evening. Can the district manager ask a question? Does she have her microphone?
This is about the sidewalk and curb. I will be mentioning this in part of my report. we're getting a tremendous amount of complaints about non-compliance like we did last year. The issue is not the program, I don't think, not mostly the program, it's the fact that it's not being managed. It takes weeks at the best just to get an inspection for non-compliance. And I'm just hoping the council can do some kind of oversight onto the management of the program besides the policies of the program.
You know, I spoke to the speaker about this, and I spoke to the sponsor of the bill about additional resources for the program. As you know, we held a roundtable 2 months ago. We had 2 roundtables, one with DOT and SLA, and then we had another roundtable with the speaker where I think Susan represented this neighborhood. And then we are flagging these issues, and we're saying that we need to, you know, just so people know, Board 1, 2, and 3 have half of all the roadway bed and sidewalk dining spaces in the entire city. So there's 51 council districts and 3 have half. So we have overrepresented here, and Damaris wants to come up and say hi. You don't want to say hi? That's right. So we are working on this, but it's something that you all could really help. We want to raise this issue. You want to take a resolution about increasing funding. Anything you can do to support this would be really helpful. You know, if people are seeing illegal structures put up, if you're seeing places where they're not in compliance, send me a list of those. I'll talk to Danielle, the Manhattan Borough Commissioner. I'll talk to Commissioner Flynn. I will elevate those issues as soon as possible. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Okay, back to public session. We have Diane Lake, followed by Juan Rivero.
Hi, I'm Diane Lake. I'm here as co-founder of the Lower East Side Open Streets Community Coalition. We're the folks who run the Avenue B Open Street. We just want to announce that finally, third time is the charm, the Spring Awakening Festival is going to take place this Saturday, May 30th, from 12 to 4 on the Avenue B Open Street. We got rained out twice, including on Earth Day, so fingers crossed that we're going to have good weather. There will be a parade, music, dancing, arts, and everybody's favorite activity, which is children's pony rides, sponsored by the Black Cowboys of Brooklyn, and that we've always had a good time doing that. So come on out if you can join us. If you're out and about doing all the other things that everyone's announced, come and stop by, and especially if you're interested in kids and pony rides. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. All right, up next is Juan Rivero, followed by Anna Goldstein.
Hi, I'm Juan Rivero, Special Projects Director at Village Preservation, and I wanted to let you know that on Thursday, June 11th, we're going to be holding our annual Village Awards. This is a ceremony that honors 6 long-standing community leaders or long-standing independent small businesses or institutions. This year, we will be honoring 3 out of the 6 who we're honoring this year are notable East Villagers. Chino Garcia, the legendary community organizer and co-founder of Charas. Jane's Exchange, the long-standing children's consignment shop. And 11th Street Bar, long-standing bar and music venue. It is free to join. It's going to be held at the Cooper Union Great Hall. All you have to do is register at villagepreservation.org. So spread the word and come join us. And the second announcement that I wanted to make is that a few weeks ago, we launched our most recent history map. It is a jazz map of the neighborhood. If you are remotely interested in jazz or interested in finding out more, I would encourage you to check it out. It includes over 100 entries of notable historically significant jazz venues and musicians and figures in Greenwich Village, NoHo, and the East Village. About half of them are in this neighborhood. Each of the entries has music samples, has images. It is interactive. You can filter by decade. You could create a tour. You can do all kinds of stuff. Believe me, it almost killed me to put it together. So if you're interested, check it out, villagepreservation.org. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Up next is Anna Goldstein.
Thank you, Community Board 3 members. My name is Anna Goldstein. I live next to Kim Lau Square. Please oppose the moving of the Kim Lau Memorial Arch because the new March 18th, 2026 Kim Lau Square redesign plan has serious flaws. Moving of the arch was only first included in the new plan. There was no outreach regarding moving it, and a single person from the American Legion approved it on his own without input from the community. The outreach done in 2025 predated this new plan, and it did not include moving the arch. Again, the outreach done in 2025 predated this new plan, and it did not include moving the arch. I live in Chatham Towers and noticed that the traffic in front of our doors on Worth Street to Kim Lau Square is worsening every day, including the pedestrians' ability to cross the street. Last year, what was 3 lanes northbound on Bowery was reduced to 2 lanes to accommodate a new 2-way bike lane. So only 3 or 4 cars are able to make the turn by the time the light changes. Worth Street ends up being backed up, as well as St. James Place. Severe bottlenecking. A single northbound lane on the Bowery will not be sufficient to accommodate the double-length buses and the vehicles heading north on the Bowery from 6 different streets. 1, Mott Street. 2, Worth Street. 3, Park Row. 4, St. James Place. 5, Oliver Street. 6, East Broadway, all converging on the northbound Bowery. We are in danger of emergency vehicles not having access or being seriously delayed with only 1 northbound lane. How does this make sense? The move of the arch should not even be considered. Why move it first, only to find out that the redesign is worse than what we have now? Thank you.
Thank you. All right, just one more call for the folks who are remote. Natalie Orengo Vera. Kylie Masshart. Okay. All right, Benjamin Solitaire.
Hi, thank you so much. My name is Benjamin Solitaire. I'm the Senior Advisor with the Civic Engagement Commission, part of the Mayor's Office. I'm here to talk about a special project we have coming up, but I also, of course, would be remiss not to remind people that the voting for the people's money is happening now. That's the citywide participatory budgeting process. Damaris from Goals is here. I wish you have some ballots. You can cast your vote right now. There's 10 projects on the ballot for Manhattan. We're going to fund 4 of them, one of which will be in this neighborhood. And then there's also some palm cards out front. If you could take those, you could bring them home to your family, and everybody can vote like the council process. It's 11 years old up and 11 years old or older, regardless of immigration status. So all you have to do is live in New York City, or Manhattan in this case. But so hopefully we get to vote. Thank you so much. I'm also here to talk about a research project we're working on with the National Civic League called Better Public Meetings NYC. Better public meetings does not mean that we don't have good public meetings, but of course they could be better, right? So we all know we go to a lot of meetings, there's a lot of things that happen, and National Civic League has been working around the country with funding from the Luce Foundation to study meetings and figure out ways to improve their effectiveness for the community and for the people who run them. So they've gone to Mesa, Arizona, Rochester, Anchorage, and Boulder, among some others. And they're here now. It's the beginning of a year-long process. We're going to right now we're starting with 1 board in every borough, as well as the meetings we do and some of the ones the administration is doing. So we're asking everybody to do right now a quick survey. It looks like this. There's flyers out there with a QR code you can take or just scan it. Susan said she would share the QR code with people. It's a short survey just to talk about how this meeting went and what you think about community engagement in your community overall. So we're going to start this process. We're going to do 5 community boards. We'll be coming up with an initial report probably at the end of July, and then we'll be rolling it out over the next several months, getting more and more feedback from board members like yourselves, community members, and everybody that is interested in public meetings. So if you please take a minute to fill this out on your way out or when it gets emailed. All right? Thank you so much. Any questions? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. And Benjamin is the one who sends emails out encouraging all of us board members to sign up to our trainings with the Civic Engagement Commission. So thank you for coming. Yeah.
Sorry, we do have one training coming up at the end of July on open data, New York City's open data portal. I've shared it, you might have seen it, some people have signed up, but that'll be 3 times in June, not July. Saturday, thank you so much, so hopefully you'll sign up for that. Yeah, and thank you for those who've attended.
Thank you. All right, up next is elected official reports. Is Ovi here today from Mayor Mamdani's office? Okay. Curtis from Public Advocate Williams. You guys saw someone from Controller Mark Levine's office? Nope, okay. Yi from Borough President Hoylman Siegel.
Hello, everyone. Happy summer. And so we have a screen today. Make me nervous. And today, the Borough President testified in front of the City Council Committee on Cultural Affairs, Libraries, and International Affairs on the fiscal year 27 budget. He's dedicating the entirety of his capital funding element to affordable and accessible arts and cultural projects. We are calling this initiative the Manhattan Multiplier for Arts and Culture. So in the weeks ahead, we will be sharing more information on the organizations that will receive those fundings, including those in CB3. And last week, if you followed the acts of the Borough President, you will find out that he was in Rome, Italy, and he was not there for fun. He was actually signing a first ever cultural compact between Manhattan and Rome. This is a groundbreaking step forward. Together, we hope to commence a new era of partnership between the two, resulting in new cultural exchanges, artistic endeavors, and public arts projects for both Manhattanites and Romans to enjoy. And earlier this month, the Borough President hosted a Manhattan City Council delegation, invited all the City Council members to discuss the shared vision for the future of the borough. So more ideas will be coming out soon. And also, we are opening an Immigration Welcome Center in our Northern Manhattan office. So anybody who is in need and all your friends are in need, please go there and take a visit. Well, also, we are offering discretionary grants for up to $20,000 for nonprofits doing public service work in Manhattan. The applications are now open until June 1st. So remember, these are reimbursement-based and must be spent before the end of the fiscal year in June. And about this community board application, we today finally finalized our list for the appointment. We are expecting to send out the appointments by the end of the week. So please look out for that. And a couple more events that we are hosting in the near future. Tonight we have an Eid event. That's the celebration of the Jewish Heritage Month. We are hosting a celebration inside the mezzanine at our One Center office, along with the Controller's Office, UJC, JCRC, on May 28th, which is the Thursday, from 5:30 to 7:30. And also, we are partnering with the Whitney for Pride to provide complimentary tickets from 1 to 5 p.m. on June 5th as part of the Whitney's Free Friday Night. Also next month, we're launching our Manhattan Borough Book Club. So there's gonna be a discussion taking place on Tuesday, June 16th from 5 to 7 p.m. So the book's name is pretty long. It's called Island at the Center of the World, the epic story of Dutch Manhattan and the forgotten colony that shaped America. So if you're interested, please join us for that discussion. It's at the New York Historical. And also we have an exhibit planned for our office gallery with Mocha in celebration of the Asian Heritage Month. So it's probably going to be sometime next month. It will be focused on photographs and maps of Chinatown throughout the ages. And last but not least, we will have our NYCHA Tenant Leaders Brunch on Friday, June 12th at the Stanley Kaplan Penthouse at 165th West 65th Street. Refreshment will be served, and please RSVP by Wednesday, June 10th. That's my report. Any questions? Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. All right, up next is Sherman from DA Bragg's office.
Hey everyone, Sherman from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. I'll try to be quick today. Over the weekend, the office announced the indictment of Brittany Babb for an escalating pattern of arsons, including at an abandoned Chelsea apartment building that caused a 3-alarm fire. This alleged pattern began April 1st at approximately 4:30 a.m. where she set a cardboard and debris on fire in front of 239 First Avenue. A few minutes later, she allegedly lit more cardboard and debris on fire in front of 333 14th Street, which eventually spread to a nearby car. As this case is ongoing, I'll continue to update this community with more details. I would also like to share that we are having a gun buyback, as you may have heard at last month's meeting or the meeting the month before. This will be June 13th on the Upper West Side at 166 West 92nd Street. That's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., so that's cash for guns. So that's a prepaid cash card for guns that you turn in. That is all for my report, if anyone has any questions. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Up next is Wesley from Congressmember Goldman's office. He'll be followed by Kimberly from Assemblymember Lee's office. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Wesley from Congressman Dan Goldman's office. I know I said my goodbye last month, but I'm back for now. Okay, so I'm going to keep it really short this week, just to give a quick few legislative update. First, the Congressman has introduced the After School for All Act, which is a legislation to provide $10 billion in federal funding annually for 10 years. This will be funded by a 1% increase to corporate income tax. This money will go towards providing after-school program for all students from K to 12. This would bridge the gap from like 3 p.m. where school gets off to like 6 p.m. This money also provides like multiple different types of classes like STEM and of all different types of after-school activities. Second, Congressman Goldman also introduced legislation to require food delivery apps to disclose all fees and ban surveillance pricing. To disclose all fees, pretty self-explanatory, basically no hidden fee. Whereas surveillance pricing is what surveillance pricing is when a delivery app uses the data on your phone, such as location, your browsing history, the type of phone that you're using to place the order, and your shopping habit to set individual prices. This legislation would ban like any or all type of action by these delivery or online shopping company from doing that. One last thing, legislation prevents the HUD, Housing and Urban Development, from sharing data with Department of Homeland Security and ICE. There are more details in our full board report in the back. Anyone more interested can go pick up. Before I go, circle back to old business from last month. Someone asked me last month whether or not ICE are still doing courtroom arrests. Last month, I said they have stopped, but that I've been told that while they have stopped, that's not because of any new policy. This is correspond to last month, sorry. It's just because they coincide with the time where all ICE agents were sent to the airport and doing stuff there. So for that reason, they have not been arresting people. Now that they are back to courthouse, they have tried to arrest people, but there was a new court order that came out, I believe it was last week, that says ICE cannot detain people that show up to their court date. They did try to arrest someone last week, but that person was pretty much immediately released the same day at around 7 o'clock with an ankle monitor. Anyone have any questions? Nope. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, up next is Kimberly. Thanks.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kimberly Bravo, the constituent liaison from the Office of Assemblymember Grace Lee. Assemblymember Grace Lee recently hosted the 3rd annual AAPI Summit, bringing over 400 community members to Albany. This year's theme was AI for All, and it focused on protecting our communities in the age of AI and ensuring AAPI New Yorkers continue to shape our future. In regards to upcoming events, please join us at the 3rd annual Rhythms of LES co-hosted with community advocate Daisy Paez. And this will be a free community event celebrating Puerto Rican culture with live music and delicious food. This will be on June 17 from 4:45 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Abrams Art Center located at 466 Grand Street. In regards to legislative updates, Assemblymember Lee's bill to limit PFAS in drinking water just passed the Assembly Health Committee. PFAS chemicals are harmful forever chemicals that are linked with serious diseases. Donald Trump's EPA recently announced a rollback of PFAS safety standards. Assemblymember Lee's bill establishes science-based PFAS limits in our drinking water to protect and keep the safety of New Yorkers. She is fighting hard to get it to a vote in the Assembly this year. Assemblymember Lee also has had 2 bills pass the Assembly. A6522 allows certain Medicaid healthcare providers to access more health insurance for their employees, making sure they can stay open and serve our community. A9570 expands the existing clergy residential property tax exemption to include clergy living in co-ops. Are there any questions I can answer right now? Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, up next is Joanna with Assemblymember Powers' office.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. So today for General Assembly updates, the Assembly is voting on the Transportation and Economic Development Budget Bill. We hope to have the budget finalized by the end of this week or early next week. As for legislative updates, Assemblymember Powers is in Albany. Assemblymember Powers introduced a bill to crack down on people who evade tolls and enforcement by using ghost plates. Assemblymember Powers also introduced a bill to speed up subway construction by improving the utility relocation process. And in addition to this, Assemblymember Powers co-sponsored a bill to give bars access to drug tests and help prevent incidents of drink spiking across New York. Does anyone have any questions? There is no further updates for now. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Shui from Senator Kavanaugh's office. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Shu Yi, and Community Affairs Liaison for State Senator Brian Kavanaugh. First, I wanted to cover some quick community updates. We will be holding 2 mobile office hours next month. The first one is at Grand Street Settlement at 200 Madison Street on Wednesday, June 10th from 3 to 6 p.m. The second one will be at UJC Lydian Wald Older Adult Center at 12 Avenue D on June 24th from 9 a.m. to noon. So I've left some flyers at the front entrance for anyone to take. If you know of anyone who might need help getting in touch with any city or state agencies, we'd appreciate it if you can share this event with them. Moving on to the legislative side, I'm happy to share that we are finally nearing a finalized state budget. Last week, the Senate and Assembly passed 2 budget bills, the Education, Labor, and Family Assistance Bill, and the Public Protection and General Government Bill. 7 budget bills are left, which will be voted on this week. I just wanted to highlight a few things in the 2 bills that were passed. In the Education, Labor, and Family Assistance Bill, we saw major victories for housing affordability and tenant protection. First, we won an expansion of the J51 tax incentive program, which provides a tax abatement for residential properties in New York City to rehabilitate multifamily housing. The J51 program gives building owners the tool they need to keep aging affordable housing safe. And the proposed change to the J51 in this budget bill will make this program easier and less costly for property owners to apply. While also, this bill also extend the program for another 10 years until 2036. Second, we won a greater protection for rent-regulated tenants experiencing harassment from their landlord. In collaboration with the Manhattan DA, we introduced legislation to create a new criminal charge for intentional and systemic tenant harassment occurring across multiple properties, or if a landlord is a repeat offender. This will create a Class D felony with a maximum of 7 years in prison or 5 years probation, and up to $5,000 in fines or double the amount the offender gained from the crime. We thank the District Attorney's Office for their assistance with this important piece of legislation, and we look forward to implementing these changes. We are encouraged by the passage of these budget bills through the legislature, and we are now awaiting the remaining budget bills to be passed and to be signed by the governor before the state budget is fully finalized. That's our update. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Up next is Councilmember Marte. I think Lewis is here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Louis, constituent liaison for Councilmember Marte. I'm here on behalf of my colleague, Simon. So I'm here to provide updates for 3 points: legislation, budget, and community events. So for legislation, on Saturday, June 13th, we'll be hosting a ride and rally with the Transportation Alternatives Youth Committee and CM Farrah Lewis in support of a package of our bills to increase city bike affordability for students and seniors. We'll be meeting in Grand Army Plaza in Brooklyn at 11 a.m. and riding to City Hall Park. We'll be having a rally in support of the bills. The bike ride is open to people of all ages, but you're also welcome to join us at the rally around noon. Next, on Mother's Day, movie filming took place on Bowery Street that impeded traffic and negatively impacted surrounding small businesses. As a result, the production company gave the surrounding businesses $1,000 for their losses. And while this is appreciated, this isn't standard practice. That is why we have introduced legislation that will lay the foundation for small businesses to be fairly compensated when production affects their livelihood. Moving on to budget. Our PB winners include a dish washing machine for Gouverneur Hospital and the new playground and track field for the Battery Park City School. On a larger scale, now that the executive budget has been proposed by the mayor, the council will be hearing every aspect of its funding proposals over the next 3 weeks. As CM Marte is on the Finance Committee, he will be hearing testimony from the administration at daily committee hearings through the end of the month and the first half of June. Moving on to community events. This Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., my office will be tabling with Oath on Greenwich and Warren Street. If you or anyone you know has any constituent issues or has received a summons from Oath you need help with, please feel free to stop by. My office and staff from Oath will be there to help you. Personally, I will be the one there, so I'll be happy to see you guys. But next, this Thursday, May 28th, we'll be co-naming the corner of Pike and Henry Street as Eric and Salvatore DeClave Way. Eric and Salvatore were father and son who together spent nearly 70 years managing Manhattan's operations for DEP. Unfortunately, they have both passed away, so we are honored to name the street after them and give them the recognition they deserve. Lastly, a few weeks ago, we co-named the corner of Essex and Delancey Street as Jack Kirby Way. Jack Kirby was a born and raised Lower East Sider who went on to create Captain America, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Iron Man, and hundreds more. So we thank everyone who was there to celebrate with us. Does anybody have any questions? Awesome.
Thank you. All right, well, moving on to a roll call and approval of minutes.
All right, hello everyone. We'll start with David Adams. You get present? Oh. Okay. Stephen Ballinger. Lee Berman. Tanya Bates. Carlin Chan. Ariadna Chua. Vincent Cerrito. Eric Diaz. Alistair Economakis. Larry Fenn. Tahisha Fields. Naoma Fofana. John Fout. Catherine Freed. Sean Garcia. Ryan Gillum. Charlie Goldenson. Andrea Gordillo. Herman Hewitt. Trevor Holland. Valentina Jones. Anna Kakar. Nancy Kong. Michelle Coopersmith. Diane Lake. Mei Lee. Michael Lavario. Yaya Lau. Molly Liu. Campbell Munn. John Nidek. Indrani Nicodemus Rivera. Gravin Olivares. Daisy Paez. Elena Perez. Rod Romani in here. Ramya Rao. Damaris Reyes. Tal Roded. Jaylene Rodriguez. Arnett Scott. Clint Smeltzer. Sandra Struther. Daniel Tanow. Zachary Thomas. Josephine Velez. Kathleen Webster. That's it.
Great, thank you. Board chair report is very short this month. Just wanted to update you all, we are making progress on our equity report, and next month, you should all expect a short presentation from the CUNY Institute for State and Local Partnerships. Also, we expect to have new members next month, so stay tuned for some information regarding that and upcoming new member party. And just wanted to recognize this may or may not be the last meeting for some of the members who haven't reapplied. So I just want to thank you all for your service. You know who you are. Thank you. Thanks. And a special shout out to David Adams, who has served for a couple decades now. So thank you, David. Thank you. And any questions? Otherwise, I'll hand it to Susan.
Thank you. So we're both at the end and the beginning of the budget cycle again. We have the executive budget that includes responses to our agenda items. All of these are posted on our website under resources. And we're also preparing for the September budget consultations with agencies and our October vote on district needs statement and budget priorities. We will be discussing this in every committee along with detailed timeline. The Canal Street redesign was originally scheduled for vote in June. However, DOT is taking time to consider the vast amount of feedback and will be extending the timeline. The relocation of the Bellevue Intake Center is still paused by the court, and I think that we'll probably hear this week whether it will go forward or not. As I mentioned during Harvey's report, we again have many complaints about outdoor dining non-compliance. It's not about the program itself, it's about non-compliance. The implementation of it really seems to be more than the agency can manage. It can take weeks for an inspection. We were told at our last budget consultation in September it should take 2 or 3 days, but it can take weeks. It could actually take months. If a business has outdoor dining without a permit, they will get fined. If there is a permit, but they're non-compliant in how they're managing the program, they'll get a 30-day warning letter, and then it could take months for another inspection. Update on delivery worker bikes on 11th Street between A and First Avenue. One app company has expressed willingness to contribute money and collaborate with other companies on a solution such as indoor storage. We have asked the mayor's office to convene a meeting with the companies and Harvey's office and the community board. And we were told that this is will be under the jurisdiction of Deputy Mayor for Economic Justice. So we're waiting, not patiently, for this meeting. We haven't been told definitely that it'll happen, but we also have not been told that it won't. For the new members next month, particularly for the chairs, what we always ask all the new members to attend all the meetings in June, and then at the end of June, submit a committee request form by the time of the executive committee so that the chair can work with committee chairs to assign new members to committees, and then hopefully we'll have the new members on committees in July. The minutes template that all the committee chairs get will reflect the actual members for that date of your meeting. Last month, I was not here because I was very happily in Paris, but I know there was discussion about how the city was handling World Cup events. The issue, I suspect that wasn't, the important issue is actually, I think, not the events, but the fact that communities, community boards, businesses are not getting any information. We have no idea what's happening. We don't know when, where, and particularly some organizations and businesses are being told to come to us for waivers and different kinds of approvals that we never heard of and don't know about and don't have time to put on the committee because it could be 10 days at the most. I know this came up at the last borough board meeting also. I think probably all the community boards are complaining about a lack of transparency. I don't think it's probably because of a lack of transparency. I think it's probably more that it's new administration and they had this huge happening come up, and I suspect they're having trouble handling it. But we are trying to let them know that they do need to give us information. It is not necessary, all these events are, types of events are not necessarily better for the our local businesses. For instance, I had one bar owner tell me that the open container waiver would not be good for local businesses because people would be going to Duane Reade, buying their beer, and then, attending block parties. So it'd actually take business away from them. But no one understands this for sure because there's no information. So that's the end of my report unless anyone has any questions. Okay, thank you.
Okay, no votes needed for executive committee, and parks also didn't meet this month. Do you have anything you?
Just want to make one announcement that Sale 250, the talk show took a session down East and West River. We will be doing a presentation at Parks that month. If you're interested in finding out what's going on with Sale 250, watch what's going on.
Okay, repeating that for folks who couldn't hear or not on the room, their Parks Committee is gonna see a presentation from Sale 250 if they wanna come next month, right? Okay, thank you. All right, next is May with Health and Human Services.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So the Health and Human Services Committee, we had our first discussion of our district needs. It was a very good discussion. However, but for this month, there's nothing for you to vote on. Are there any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Up next is Clint from SLA.
We received all of our stipulations back for all the items. There was nothing specifically noteworthy for anything on the agenda this month. Does anyone have any questions about anything that we voted on? Okay, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. And no land use meeting. Damaris, anything you want to add? Okay, thank you. All right, then Vinny with transportation.
Hi, everybody. So we have 4 items on the vote sheet this month, so I'll just go through them all here. The first one, which is item number 2, is the support of a bike lane on St. Mark's from 3rd Avenue to Avenue A. This is a part of a larger DOT bikeway in Community Boards 2 and 3. So one going down Lafayette. This is a connection that they're making on St. Mark's as part of the resurfacing of the road. And then the next one we've got here is item 3, which is the co-naming of Stanton and Eldridge Street, it's the co-naming of a intersection of Rivington and Eldridge Street. And I think we have someone, and I'll recognize Nancy Kong. Yes. So what Nancy is asking is if she's asking to revise the therefore in item number 3. I have the text that I'm going to just read out. And so it says, therefore be resolved that Community Board 3 supports the petition to co-name the corner of Eldridge Street and Rivington Street as Dolores Brownie Morales Corner. So this was just a clerical error on our part. It was a corner, not the actual block itself. Do I have a second? I second that amendment. Thanks, Sean. I can send, yeah. It's this one right here. Great. All right. Thanks, all. And then item number 4 is the Kim Lau redesign update, including the Memorial Arch. So this was a full room, I'll say, for this item. Heard a lot from the community. We had a lot of back and forth with the committee on this, what we were actually have here in your vote sheet. And really what this comes down to is that we're not approving any redesign of Kim Lau Square tonight. What we're doing is that we're allowing the project team, which is EDC, to go to the Landmarks Preservation Commission to ask them if it's okay to move the Memorial Arch as part of any redesign that we approve. So this is what we're approving tonight. The Landmarks Preservation Commission will be holding a public hearing on this. And so, and that is what we are doing. We did hear from the American Legion. I got an email actually today from Gabe Mew, who's the adjutant of the American Legion, supporting our resolution for tonight. And again, the resolution is allowing the project team to go to LPC to see if they can move the Kim Lau Arch as part of any project that we ultimately do review and approve. And I just want to say that that night we could have looking at the whole redesign of the square and what was being proposed, because if anyone had attended that meeting, you would have seen the proposal. But we heard a lot from the community. We asked CDC to come back to tell us about their engagement, to give us a little bit more detail on their engagement, which CDC said that they would. And so that is why we're just looking at allowing them to go to LPC for the Kim Lau Arch. Yes. Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, and I think really the conversation we had that night was to figure out how do we keep the project moving forward, which I think everybody wants something. We have to keep it moving forward. It's $50 million. We got to keep the project moving forward. This was a way for them to kind of like allow them to go to LPC, see what LPC has to say about it. The amount of engagement that this group has done with the community on the project overall is amazing. I was in capital projects at one point for the city. The amount of engagement is pretty amazing. I would be okay if you want to remove it. I think it allows still the project to kind of like go to LPC. I don't think it's a problem. So I guess if you are proposing that, we could look for a second. The proposal is to remove the second whereas clause on item number 4. So where it says, whereas the design has currently been informed by 19 community engagement events conducted in 2025 with over 700 participants, and reflecting those community priorities of creating a safe and connected, culturally celebratory and flexible gathering space. So it was second. Anyone against? I don't see that, so it looks like the motion does pass, so we'll just remove that second whereas clause. Okay, any other questions? Yes. And so I'll say is that we are not taking any position on the actual moving of the arch. So this doesn't say that we are okay moving the arch. We don't. Well, it supports us going to the Landmarks Preservation Commission for the project team to go there to see if the Landmarks Preservation Commission would be okay moving the arch. So that's really all that that's what they're seeking, is that okay to go to LPC. We still will have our say if that arch actually moves. So we'll have that say still. We'll have the say of where they actually move the arch, what the actual project actually is. Like none of us are actually voting on the project tonight. It's just allowing the project team to go to LPC to see if it's okay if they do move the arch. Because right now the design that they've been circulating to the community shows that arch is moving, and the most recent one that we just saw. And again, that was the first time we saw it, which is why we kind of ended here, is that we didn't want to delay the project moving forward. and this allowed them to move forward with this other, agency, bureaucracy part of this and move that forward, but yet still allowing CB3 to have the voice in the final design and the final outcome of the project. So that's why we wrote it this way. I don't think that's the case because we're not taking any position on it. The position we're taking is that we support the Chinatown Connection Project team's application to the Landmarks Preservation Commission. So it's an application. We're not supporting what the design is, what that actually is. So and your motion was? There's been plenty of meetings, and there were meetings. I've been up here speaking about this for 2 years. I'm sorry, I can't. It sounds like what I'm understanding is that you're saying for this to go back to committee. You made a motion, is there a second? We have a second. It did get second. It was second. Sure, Susan. I'm just going to let Susan speak. Actually, Susan.
I think operationally, this is going to, I don't know if we're even going to have time to vote again. We don't know. I suspect the commission hearing, they generally schedule them every month. If it comes back to the committee, it might be after, we may be saying nothing. We may be saying nothing. And the other point is that you don't know if the Landmarks Commission is going to say, we don't like this, and then the whole thing is moot.
I'll just say that was the reason why we wanted it to go, is just to allow it to move forward, to allow, and again, the American Legion, who runs that memorial arch, who is ownership of the arch and the events that occur on there, fully support this resolution for tonight. And I was reached out by them directly this afternoon saying that they fully support our resolution for tonight. So, Mei Li? The Landmarks Preservation Commission would decide that it is okay to move it, but they're not going to say that they're okay moving it. We will move it right here. So like they're looking forward to get the okay that as part of the redesign, they can relocate it so it's better located in that plaza, speaking to all the different elements. So maybe the supports Chinatown Connections Projects team. It's an application to move forward with the Landmarks Preservation Commission hearing. So we would say, therefore, be resolved that Community Board 3 supports the Chinatown Connection Projects teams moving forward to the Landmarks Preservation Commission hearing. Oh, okay, right. Okay, thank you. Oh, I did not see, I'm sorry. David, sorry. From what EDC told us that evening is that that's what they came for, is that that's just part of the process, that Yeah, that's what EDC came that night, that's what they were looking for, is something here. Let's see. Thanks. I'm being told that they're required. I'm sorry? Yeah, it's EDC's project. Okay. Yeah, we could have everyone kind of come up. Yeah, that's a good point, Trevor. Thank you for making that. So for folks that are joining us at home, we're in a discussion. There was a motion, and it was seconded to send this item number 4 back to committee. So there's that motion that was seconded. And so we should vote on that motion. So to send it back to committee. We'll close debate, and let's just vote on that discussion item. And I think we should go through a roll call is what I'm assuming, just for folks online. And so what we're going to be voting on is yes means that we're going to remove item 4 from the vote sheet. A no vote means that it stays on as is for the moment. Yes. We would send it back to committee only thing I can think of is that for EDC's a presentation on their engagement and wait until they have a final, for us to actually vote on a design. Right. Correct. Yeah. Well, I think we need to, yeah. Number 4. Yeah, so for folks, so what the motion that we're about to vote on is sending item number 4 back to committee for the same item, more or less, which is the whole Kim Lau Square redesign update, including Memorial Arch, and then Community Board 3 support of a submission to the Landmarks Preservation Commission for moving the Kim Lau Memorial Arch as part of the larger Kim Lau Square redesign. So it's not very clear of it goes back to committee, then what? And so go back and if there's a clarification you would like to make on your motion. Well, it says motion, but are you okay for a clarification on your motion for us to discuss?
Maybe what it really should say is the committee supports that should they determine the arch is moving, the necessity to go before the Landmarks Commission. Because all that makes it clear you're not supporting it at all. You're only supporting the necessity of it to go before the Landmarks Commission, which we would want it to do anyway. What? I know, but it's nevertheless, if he accepts it, I think it'll.
Okay, sorry, everyone, one mic at a time.
One mic at a time. So I guess I'll go back to the original motion. Does your motion still stand? Is that what you would like us to vote on for it to go back to committee? Yeah, what was being proposed was to modify the therefore. That was what she was proposing, so, but I think we should close out your motion. Yeah, I think we just need to take a vote. So let's just keep moving. So let's just do a roll call. So a yes on this vote means that this item number 4 goes back to committee. I'm gonna,
Okay, can I do a superseding motion to just to table item 4?
well, I think we have to actually vote on the motion, right? Okay. So the vote is a yes is to send item 4 back to committee. A no is to leave it on the vote sheet.
Okay, great. Thank you. Stephen Ballinger. Tanya Bates. Lee Berman. Carlin Chan. Ariadna Chua. Vincent Cerrito.
No.
Eric Diaz. Alistair Economakis. Larry Fenn. Tahisha Fields. Naomi Fofana. Naoma. Oh, okay. Absent. John Fout. Oh, absent. Catherine Freed. Sean Garcia. Ryan Gillum. Charlie Goldenson. Andrea Gordillo. Herman Hewitt, absent. Trevor Holland. Valentina Jones, absent. Anna Kakar, absent. Nancy Kong. Michelle Cooper Smith, absent. Diane Lake. Mei Lee. Michael Lavario, absent. Yaya Lau, absent. Molly Liu. Campbell Munn. John Neidig, absent. And Johnny Nicomedes Rivera. Gavin Olivares, absent. Daisy Paez. Elena Perez. Rod Ramanian, no. Ramya Rao. Damaris Reyes. Tal Roded. Jaylene Rodriguez, absent. Arnett Scott. Clint Smeltzer. Sandra Struther, absent. Daniel Tanow. Zachary Thomas. Josephine Velez. Kathleen Webster, absent. I think it's a no.
All right. So we have I have one. Yeah. Okay, so so right now, item 4 is as is on the vote sheet. No, she didn't. Now, hi. You have a motion to amend something? Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Andrea.
I have a hunch everyone could hear. My motion to amend, I'll keep it really simple. I would suggest that therefore be it resolved would state that the community board supports the necessity of the Chinatown Connection Projects team to apply to the Landmarks Preservation Commission to relocate the Kim Lau Memorial Arch as part of the Kim Lau Square redesign. I think that clarifies what I thought your position was, that you weren't taking a position, just that they really have to go before the commission, and we support that. So,
Okay.
does that work?
Do we have that written down? Oh, is there a
What?
second?
Was there a
Yes,
second?
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, we got a second. Okay. Wait, is there a debate that we want to do here?
Sure.
You don't support a necessity, but you can support something because of the necessity.
All right, fine.
I just wanted to, I'm
Okay.
sorry, just wanted to add, instead of supporting, just community board acknowledge the necessity. So because we have to do it, because EDC, we acknowledge the necessity, not necessary, just to add that one, that we acknowledge it. No one
Well,
acknowledged it.
if you say we support the necessity, aren't you acknowledging it? If you,
I didn't hear support, I just heard necessity. Can you repeat the wording, please, then?
oh, yeah, no, I said supports the necessity. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we'll read that back. Yeah, actually, so we should just go for a vote, so I guess I would ask, you said, we got second here. We probably need the language though, right? The final.
Therefore, it be it resolved that Community Board 3 supports the necessity of the Chinatown Connection Projects Team application to relocate the Kim Lau Memorial Arch as part of the Kim Lau Square redesign to the Landmarks Preservation Commission.
Okay, so I think that's it. This is much louder than all the other ones. So we're gonna take a vote. Yeah. This one's louder for. Okay. Therefore be resolved that Community Board 3 supports the necessity of the Chinatown Connection Project Team's application to relocate the Kim Lau Memorial Arch as part of the Kim Lau Square redesign to the Landmarks Preservation Commission. Any more debate on this? Supports the necessity of. I like necessity for, yeah. Okay, so it supports the necessity for the Chinatown Connections Project Team, ... Okay, so I think we can close debate on this and we'll go to a vote. So why don't we do a show of hands of no's? Are we okay to do that way? Just for the change? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a vote to amend the therefore.
Okay.
So we're just gonna do a roll call, keep it clean. To amend the therefore, yes, just to amend.
David Adams. Stephen Ballinger. Tanya Bates. Lee Berman. Carlin Chan. Ariadna Chua. Vincent Cerrito. Eric Diaz. Alistair Konomakis. Larry Fenn. Tahisha Fields. Neoma Fofana. John Fowle, absent. Catherine Freed. Sean Garcia. Ryan Gillum. Charlie Goldenson. Andrea Gordillo. Herman Hewitt, absent. Trevor Holland. Valentina, absent. Nancy Kong. Michelle Cooper-Smith, absent. Diane Lake. Mei Lee. Michael Barr, absent. Yaya Lau, absent. Molly Liu. Campbell Munn. John Knight, absent. Indrani Nicomedes Rivera. Robin, absent. Daisy Paez. Alna Perez. Rod Ramanian, yes. Ramya Rao. Damaris Reyes. Tal Roded. Jaylene Rodriguez, absent. Arnett Scott. Clint Smeltzer. Sandra Struther, absent. Daniel Tanow. Zachary Thomas. Josephine Velez. And Kathleen Webster, absent. It's a yes.
Okay, anything else? Okay, so the next one is item number 10. This was a FIFA Black Party that Lower East Side Partnership is putting on July 19th, Broome Street, right behind the Essex Market. That's it. Thank you all.
Thank you. Any update, Eric, from the task force? Nope. All right. Then we'll end with a roll call vote.
Okay. David Adams. Stephen Ballinger. Tanya Bates. Lee Berman. Okay, Carlin Chan. Ariadna Chua. Vincent Cerrito. Eric Diaz. Alistair Economakis. Larry Fenn. Tahisha Fields. Neoma Fofana. John Fowle, absent. Catherine Freed. Sean Garcia. Ryan Gillum. Charlie Goldenson. Andrea Gordillo. Andrea. Herman Hewitt. Absent. Trevor Holland. Valentina, absent. Nancy Kong. Michelle Cooper-Smith, absent. Diane Lake. Mei Lee. Michael Lavario, absent. Yaya Lau, absent. Molly Liu. Campbell Munn. John Knight, absent. Indrani Nicomedes Rivera. Okay. Gravin Oliveira is absent. Daisy Paez. Elena Perez. Rod Ramanian, yes. Ramya Rao. Damaris Reyes. Tal Roded. Jaylene Rodriguez, absent. Arnett Scott. Clint Smeltzer. Sandra Struther, absent. Daniel Tanow. Zachary Thomas. Josephine Velez. Kathleen Webster, absent. Okay, thank you.